Good afternoon, people. And a few days have passed, the weather has definitely improved, and we are still on Blossom. So you've just seen a bit of time lapse of me removing all of the old, well not old, we're going to use them again, anodes from round the swim, which is this area here on the back of Blossom. I've also removed this piece of rubbing strake as well, and we're going to put a new steel plate from the beginning of the swim all the way round to where the propeller is, and that is the next process of getting Blossom to pass a hull inspection. Good morning, people. And well, the weather, it's not been so kind to us the last few days. In fact, yesterday it was sleeting in the afternoon, so almost snow, but thankfully that has cleaned up a bit and the weather has improved and the temperatures have gone up. So blossom, got a few bits done, as you saw by the time lapse. Getting this piece here on the counter all cleaned up, taking all the blacking off, ready to weld some pieces in here. And I've popped down to the shop that sells parts for overplating boats, picked them up. They come in two styles. You can get them with the mill scale removed or not, and I went for where you're going to weld having the mill scale removed, so that's rather handy. And I've chopped these bits out here, so as I'm going to be welding to this rubbing strake top and bottom of it, you need to cap it at the end so that no water, because this isn't particularly welded very well underneath, can go up there and track along here and then get into your plate work. So cut a V bit out, cap it off with weld, and it's sealed up. So the next job now is to make it look a bit prettier, and that is to put this rubbing strake here on here. There's one either side, so let's get going with that. Good afternoon, people. And weather is really fighting me this week. So this side is all done, welded and finished, but due to the weather had to make myself a little makeshift kind of little tent. So let's crack on, rain or not, get this side welded. Okay, so what you've just seen me doing on the time lapse there was actually grinding back the first weld that I put into all of this. Because we're dealing with old steel and new steel, quite often it's very hard to get a really good weld between the two. So from experience, what I do is I tend to put a weld in first initially and then stitch it as well. And by stitching it, you don't get too much heat into the side of the boat, which is a good thing. So now that's all ground back, I can put a cover weld over the top of all this. The weather is, well, it's going to rain imminently, so I will be putting the little shed back up again. But this side is all done now and ready for blacking. And as you can see, you'll see it more once it's got blacking on it, but the rubbing streak is still pronounced. It's not completely absorbed into the work that I've done to it. And the cover welds are all done underneath there and around the back here. That's all zipped up. So let's get the tent put up and get this last bit of welding done. So now that is all of the steel work on the back of the boat. Blossom, just the anodes to go on after a coat of blacking, and then another coat of blacking on all the new steel work. And I think that'll be pretty much the end of this video for Blossom. There's just one more to come, which will be the new base sheet going on, because this boat needs overplating on the bottom. So from here all the way to the back of the boat, it's got to have a new base sheet put on. The steel hasn't arrived yet, so let's hope it gets here by next week, otherwise things are going to be a bit delayed. Catch you with that one.